Hi, I'm Roger Wakefield, lead AP, the expert plumber, coming to you on YouTube Live. So I think I've got everything good, so we should have sound. How is everybody doing today? I hope y'all are having a wonderful Monday. So if you've never been here before, this is a live. We go live every week. We talk about different things. Right now, we're talking about getting into the trades. The reason is there's such a need for people in the trades right now. And we talk about it because, look, there's 900,000 open trades jobs across the United States. Now, if you found this searching for a video, you may want to hang around. We have people that want to get into the trades, people that are in the trades that want to get better, people that are in the trades that want to open their own company, and we have residential service companies in here learning how to grow through social media. So you may want to hang around. If you don't want to hang around, just click out, go back over to the YouTube channel, search for the video you're looking for. I've got videos teaching plumbing. But if this is your first time here, do me a favor, subscribe, like it, share it. If you know anybody that is interested in getting into the trades, do me a favor and let them know about this, because hopefully it can help them change their lives. I'm going to jump over into the comments real quick. And remember, there is a link up in the top. If you want to ask a question, you want to guarantee it gets answered, go to the link up in the top, click on it, go over to the form, fill it out, and I will get to your question today. So I am going to go in here real quick and open up the answers. That way I'll know the answers. I'm going to cheat on the test. I'm going to click in over here and see. Today is 0517. I'm going to click on that. So as these come in, I will see who's got questions and make sure that I get to them. And right now, I've only got one. So this is a great time. I'm going to jump into the chat real quick. Mikey Pops, Pop Doctor Plumbing, Heating and Air. Good to have you in here. Watch ever so often, man. I appreciate that. My brother, Sean Strong. How are you, sir? Now, if y'all don't know Sean, you need to go over to Instagram, check out Boom the Plumber. Amazing stuff. My other brother, Mr. Steve Harloa. How are you, sir? Good to have you in here. Gorgeous day in New York. Man, I love that. Actually, it's a beautiful day here in Texas too. Yeah, Steve, you got to rub it in. Beautiful day in Oahu. Yeah, I bet it is. Aloha. Rained all day. Man, no fun. Mikey's headed over there in October. Congratulations. Julian and I've talked about trying to get over to Hawaii for a vacation. We're always busy working. Have the best coffee. Man, when I go to Hawaii, it's for things better than coffee, I promise. I want to see the beaches, the water, and all that cool stuff. Nice in western Nebraska. You got to love it. Yeah, I've never been, never really had quite the urge to go there like I have Hawaii either. So anyway, Michael Buffer would say it's time. Let's get ready to rumble. Let me see. Are you ready? Yes, we are. Mr. Vic from the UK, good to have you in here. Slide that right over there. I don't need that. Man, it jumped on me again. Man, I hate it when it does that. My boss is in the house, so see, now I have to be good. See, I thought I may have an opportunity not to be, but yeah, that doesn't last very long. So number one, how are y'all doing today? And I'm going to start out by asking a question. And you can answer it in the comments, or if you would, please go over to the forum and answer it. My question is, and really, Steve, Sean, y'all be great people to start out with. What are the reasons, or what are the obstacles you faced when you first got into the trades? And it's different for all of us, but I mean, I remember when I started plumbing, I didn't make a lot of money. So I had to get, 2 or 3 or 4 other jobs. And don't get me wrong, man, getting other jobs has never bothered me. I love working. So for me to work 3, 4 jobs at a time, I mean, I would literally go to work 8 hours during the day. Then in the evening, I'd either go 10 bar. I'd go do security. I'd go be a bouncer. I mean, I would do something. And I loved it because it was something that got me away from my day job. And, we were talking in a high performance training the other day about finding hobbies. And Julia and I actually talked about this earlier too. Finding hobbies can get your mind off of and away from whatever it is you're working on. And it's nice to do that. So if you're thinking about getting in the trades now, or you just got in, what are the biggest obstacles that you face? And if you're a plumber in here, what are the biggest obstacles you had to face? How'd you face them? And how'd you get over them? Next one is Sergeant One says, is it better to get into a trade school or start out as an apprentice? And really, man, that's going to depend on you. And if you mean by an apprentice through, a union or something like that, or if you mean open shop, because it's different for all of us. I'm really lucky. I started open shop, and after I got out of high school, I worked with two of the best plumbers I could have imagined. And I learned a lot of really good things from them. So the big deal for me is it depends on where you go to work. Now, I like the idea of trade schools, and I think there's some really good ones out there, but you've got to look at the people you work with. And, here in Texas, we've been fighting for our license, and luckily House Bill 636 kind of took care of that. Looks like the board's around to stay. We're doing good. But part of the big deal is when we're fighting for it, I'd go down there and I'd listen to these senators and representatives talking. I said, well, look, can a guy just go work with a plumber for a couple of years and he become a plumber? And it's like, no, all plumbers don't teach the right way. All plumbers don't really want to teach. They're afraid you're going to take their job. So anyway, it depends on what trade school or what apprenticeship training program you're talking about. So Sergeant number one, I'd say, do me a favor. Let me know what trade you're talking about and what opportunities are around you. Joshua Gabriel says, working as an electrician, love following your videos, looking into trying to wiggle your way into plumbing. Where should I start? I've asked my employer and they don't seem interested in training. Joshua, my question would be, number one, does your employer do multiple infinities like that? Meaning, do they do plumbing, electrical, HVAC, roofing? What all do they do? And I always ask that because here's what's the deal. They don't want to spend half the time training you to be a plumber, half the time training you to be an electrician, because then they've just got to wait a lot longer before you can actually become very productive for them, before you can ever become a revenue source. So, look at it that way. But I'm really interested in if your company does all of that. I'm going to jump over to the forum real quick. Guys, again, there is a link up top. If you have a question that you want to make sure it gets answered, please go up into the forum, fill it out, go up to the top, click on that, and actually be the top right over here in the corner, and go up there, fill out the form, and I will answer your questions. So first one today is from Andre. Andre says, been doing water heater installations for about 6 months and took a test to join the local steam fitter 602. It's a union. What should I expect when starting? If it's just steam fitters, it's going to be a lot of screw pipe. It's going to be a lot of things like that. It may be a lot of pipe fitting where you get an introduction to welding, you get different things. Luckily for me, the union that I was in, and where is local 602? I mean, I could look it up, but if you'll just put a comment in there and let me know. The reason I ask is the local that I was involved here, local 100 in Dallas, was a combination local. It taught plumbing, pipe fitting, welding, even had HVAC in the beginning. And then they kind of split up really quick after that. But number one, the union's going to give you a great education. Most of the people in the union, most of the instructors in the union train you well. They've gone to the instructor training program. They want you to learn. the right way to do things, and that they're going to teach you well. So, that's a good opportunity. What can you expect? If you don't have a good trainer, you can expect it to be a pain, because you're going to go in, you're going to want to learn, and they're not going to let you, or they're not going to help you. So anyway, I hope that helps you out a little bit. Let me see. I'm trying to jump back in here into the chat real quick. Yeah, let's go tonight, man. I am ready to go to Hawaii. All right. Got that one there. Marcus, how are you? Good to see you in here as always. Yeah, my boss. See, I'll stay in trouble, guys. Sean Strong says, I'm also Boom the Plumber on the subreddit. That's right. And that's so cool. Y'all check out that link that we've got in there. Sorry, I've been talking all day. I've been interviewed like twice today, and I feel like I've been talking forever. And I forgot I just filled up my cup. Yes, Sean, that is the link to the subreddit. That is fantastic. And Amber's ready to go to Hawaii. I get it. Jesus is in North Carolina. Jesus, I was actually in North Carolina. Editor Grayson and I went there, man, about 2 weeks ago. Had a blast, ate some barbecue. It was almost as good as Texas barbecue. Not quite. There you go. Yeah, whenever y'all go over to subreddit and post a picture or video, make sure you tag Sean Strong. He will get in there and let me know if it's really good stuff. And man, there is some good stuff on there. I'll tell you what, I've been looking over. Matter of fact, we did a reply to a video today. Pretty freaking wild. A reply to a picture. No, I guess it was a video. There you go. Mr. Austin says, don't forget to smash the like button. Yeah, if you like what we're doing, man, hit the like button. Give us a thumbs up. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, whatever it is, let people know you like it. Let them know. And man, if you know somebody that is interested in getting into the trades, share it with them. And that says it all right there. Join the trades. It's good for you. It's a beautiful day. And considering we just thought it was going to rain, pour, and flood all freaking day long. All right, back over into the forum. Guys, if you have questions, please jump over into the forum. There's a link up to the top. If you want to make sure that your question gets answered, do me a favor and go over there and let me know. I will make sure that we get to it. Matthew says, hey, I'm in school. If I want to get in the trades, what is the best way to do it? Not just to learn the trade, but to learn to be the best. And that's really good. Matthew, I appreciate the question. Here's what I'm going to tell you is, and I used to be an instructor in the union. So I want you to think about this. I've seen other instructors. I know how they teach. I know the education they're providing. And to me, it doesn't matter whether you're going to a trade school, whether you're in the union, whether you're working for somebody out in the field and learning open shop. They want to teach you how to do the job. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to learn to be the very best, you've got to figure out how to do that yourself. And in order to do that, you can either take as many years as I did trying to learn how to grow, how to get better, how to do more, how to be more productive. There's a million different things you can say. Or you can figure out somebody who's already done it. Somebody that's already mastered it. Somebody that's already got it down. Somebody that knows how to excel in those areas. Not just in the trades, but in management, in getting a job and making more money, in doing different things like that. You can find somebody who's already done it. So there's different ways to do it. And all I will tell you, Matthew, is, brother, be here next week. Be here in the next couple of weeks. We're going to be talking more and more about what we got coming up. And I think it's something you'll be interested in. All right, I got a few more questions here, but I'm going to jump back over in the chat real quick. Hey, Roger, I want, yeah, let me do this run, see it. Hey, Roger, I want, what things should I look into if I want to get into plumbing? Would you recommend Roto-Rooter to get my foot in the door? Look, I have nothing against Roto-Rooter. I think that Roto-Rooter is going to be a nationwide brand. They know what they're doing. If they've got a good training program to help you get in, get started, and get on a truck, get out and learn, absolutely. Anything to get into the trade and get started to me is amazing. Crazy to think for a year you had a How to Network channel, and I only just discovered it today. Julie, you're a moderator if you want to put a link to the How to Network channel in there, or Austin, if you can do it, anybody who's got that link. Actually, it's just what youtube.com/how to network. I think that'll get you there. But I'll tell you what, and number one, Alexander, I appreciate that. We were actually in here shooting a video earlier today for the How to Network. And it's really funny because Julie's the one who talked me into getting out and networking. And I got good at it. Meaning, man, I can walk into a room, talk to people about what I do, how I do it, why I do it, things like that. And I tell you, to be honest, that is what really started helping our phone grow or helping our phone ring. And that made our business grow. So, man, Alexander, if you or anybody else in here is not out networking yet, you should be, because it works. I must have missed one here. Hey, Roger, things to look into if I want to get into plumbing. Oh, Roto-Rooter. Okay. So Steve says no, and I don't deal with Roto-Rooter a lot. Only if you want to learn to be a shady salesman. But, and I will tell you this, you need to learn to sell. And just to an extent, and I'm not saying sell people things they don't need. I've told people that have worked for me in the past, ever see you selling anything to people they don't need, I will help them file charges against you. But my thing is, you've got to be able to communicate with customers very well. And if Roto-Rooter can teach you how to do that, we took our guys through a Sandler sales training. And some of the guys are like, man, we're learning to sell. Some of the guys are like, man, I'm learning to communicate. And to be honest, you're learning to communicate. If you walk in somebody's house and they've got a 20-year-old water heater in their attic, and you do your home inspection and you make them aware, hey, did you have any idea your water heater is 20 years old and it's in your attic? It's right above your living room. If it ruptures, if it busts, it could cause serious problems. Are you really selling them anything? Or are you making them aware of a problem? And that's the way I look at it. People don't know what plumbing problems they have. And just because you do an inspection and talk to them about it, doesn't mean you're trying to sell them anything. Sometimes it just means you're trying to help. And I think that if you can walk in a situation and try and help, it's not a bad deal. What is more important for employers, on the job experience or a degree in the subject, plumbing in particular? In this particular case, I would say it is the experience. And the only reason I'm saying that is I don't care if you've got a degree in it, can you do it? And just because you say you went to a school or you did online training, you did something like that, that doesn't mean anything to me. And I don't mean it bad, but what did you learn there? Meaning, I've seen people that graduated college with a degree in business, but I wouldn't let them run mine. So find out what you're going to learn there. Are you going to walk out with skills where you can actually walk in, do a job, and help make money? Zach says, learn the trade. There you go. Austin, what's up? Good to see you in here. Yeah, gloomy and rainy. Thanks a lot, Amber. There you go. You don't just put your foot in the door with some tool. Boy, and that's the truth. Julie needs a hubby right now. Her hubby is work. Oh, her hobby. You say, dang girl, advertising right here on social media, ain't you? The biggest obstacles after I got started, apart from lack of knowledge, was confidence. And that's a good one, Sean. And I love that because the lack of knowledge is the first thing. And the lack of knowledge can lead to lack of confidence, and lack of confidence can lead to lack of knowledge. Because if you're not confident in yourself and learning, you're not going to believe it. So I like that those two go together, but there's something that you can overcome. So, confidence, number one, we've got to practice. We've got to believe in ourselves. And I think that you can do that through education and training and learning. So, man, good one, Sean. Thank you very much, brother. I do like that. Steve says it was rainy all day yesterday, but for the most part, 80 degrees and sunny year round. I'm on the way, brother. Absolutely. Tyler says, hey, Roger started in trade school learning general construction. This eventually led me to building furniture. Now I'm a mechanical engineer. Trade school opens doors. Trade school doesn't just open doors. It gives you opportunities that a lot of people don't get. And yes, it does that by opening doors. But I mean, think about this. If you don't learn a trade, if you don't learn to use your hands, to use tools to build things, it can slow you down so fast. How to accelerate fast? Elijah, here's what I want to tell you is, you can, and I like this because we talked about this quote earlier today. If you really want to grow fast, work with a master, work with somebody that really understands something. And I mean, think about it. If I want to learn plumbing faster and I try and do it by myself, try and figure it out, try and learn, or I work with somebody that's not very good and what I'm learning is from them, or I work with a master or somebody who's been through it, done it, and gotten really good at it, where do you think I'm going to learn the most? Where do you think I'm going to learn the fastest? Because I think that's such a big deal. Sean says, I would look at a problem and will wonder how I was going to solve it. Now I know I have to jump in and get to work. I don't worry about how. Now I know I can do it. And Sean, that is good because that's a lot of problems new plumbers have. They want to look at things. They want to stop. They want to analyze it. They want to think about it. They're like, well, I'm not sure. Man, here's the deal. Literally, you got to get in, get busy, get in, take it apart, get in, trust your feelings and say, hey, look, I know it's not working the way it is. Start getting into it and figuring out what the problem is. And to me, and I think that is so big. Kyle May says, confidence takes some time to build up in any of the trades. Absolutely. It helps if you have a mentor before you get in. Zach, it really does. I mean, big time. A mentor, a coach, a consultant, whatever you want to call it, such a big deal. I learned that in business. when I got in. I reached out to a lot of people and I'm like, man, look, I got to figure this out. I ended up hiring Michael Gerber to help me. And I'll tell you, it was such a big deal. And Liz, if you're in here, do me a favor and leave me a comment and let me know, is this the right question? Or is this the right link that the Nightbot has, or do we need to change that? Yeah, go ahead. And it may not still end up the same place that I'm talking about, Austin. Where are you in Texas? It's raining where I am. Yeah, we're in Richardson. I think I saw that Amber put that in there or something, or somebody did. Man, I gotta get caught up on the chat. All right, Tim. We're back over in the forum. And Tim, I believe you already asked this. So I'm gonna go back to right here. Yeah, Amber, you ain't going nowhere. Me and Julie need help. Yeah, we're in Richardson. Very good. Travis Vasquez says, hello, everybody. How are you? Everyone is family. I love it. Steve, did you get any plumbing experience or was it mostly about sales? I've been looking around. People say it's mostly about sales. You know, and like I said, man, I'm not real familiar with Roto-Rooter, so I can't tell you. But I will tell you this is that sales is part of it. You need to learn that, but you've also got to learn good plumbing skills. If you want to be the best, the plumbing skills are big. Will Justice says 43 years in the trades, plumbing, HVAC, and electrical. I believe confidence and knowledge go hand in hand. Very good, brother. I agree. Wife's son's been there for 4 years, still really only knows how to snake drains and really knows how to sell anything the customer does not need. Man, that's pretty bad. I do have a PC, and the Weekend XO, all I can tell you is whenever I go over to the Micro Center, I buy the biggest, most amazing gaming PCs that they have. So I really can't tell you my specs. I can just tell you that, man, I've got multiple monitors, multiple cameras, multiple everything, and it works. One of the things that I do that really does help me a lot, and I'll put this up here so you'll know, is this right here, powered by StreamYard. StreamYard really does help me get through all this because it makes it where I'll literally sit here and run everything. I've got an ATM Mini ISO, Mini Pro ISO. I've got a Stream Deck, and I don't even guess we're using the Stream Deck on this. I've got a Rode mixing board, a few mics and stuff like that. But man, it sure does make it easy. Heartache, man. Now we're talking barbecue. See, you got my attention real quick. And Roger's always grooming his stash. There is Mr. Sean's favorite thing, the link to the subreddit right there. And guys, I got to tell you, we get some great video ideas over off that. Our subreddit has been really good. It is pretty cool. Fix is raining on and off all day in England. And Miss Amber Mendoza says, join our trades tribe. All the cool kids are here. You know, man, when you look around and see, you know, Sean and Steve, and you know, we get Cruz in here, we get Mark in here. We've got some great people that jump in here. I love it. Stay away from Roto-Rooter. Thanks for your advice. What's your wife's son to being a good salesman? You know, look, there's nothing wrong with becoming a good salesman. There's nothing wrong with becoming a great communicator. But if you're a very good plumber or any trade really, if you're very good at that, you're always going to do the right thing for people. You're going to be able to explain to them what the problem is and why they need to do what they do, no matter what the case. And it may be a Band-Aid, and that's why we give people 3 options. It may be a Band-Aid. It may be this is what you could do. This is what you should do, which is the repair. And then this is what you would do. If you had unlimited money and you wanted to fix it right and never have a problem again, this is it. So I like that. Could, should, and would. And it's a great way to look at it. I have a friend in Manchester. I think it's either that or when I say he lives in Manchester, he gets mad at me. And see, I've got a friend over in Liverpool. Actually, yeah, I hadn't even seen him in here yet. Normally we have the Urban Explorer in here, a great guy and a good friend. Matter of fact, we're working on a video. He sent me, since he's not in here, I'll tell y'all, sent me some stickers and key ring and stuff like that. Julie didn't steal it like I thought she did, so I actually ended up with it. So Bernie Say says, hey, I live in Trenton, New Jersey. Do you know any plumbing school in that area or a way to get into the trade? You know, Bernie, and New York, New Jersey area might be one of the hardest ones to get in because I know that it pays so well up there. What I would tell you is, you may want to go somewhere else to learn the trade and then come back. You can try, my favorite group of instructors in the union around the nation are in New York at Local One. And I don't remember the local over in Jersey, but I've got a video, how to get into the union or starting in the union, something like that. What I would do if I were you is go over there and check. We've got a link on the United Association locations if it's plumbing you're wanting to do, and figure out where they're at. Say hello to Ricardo from the Rio Grande Valley, Rio Grande. Good to have you here. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. All right, we're going to jump back over into the forum and see. I got different people this time. Will you go tell Liz that? All right, so we got other questions here I'm going to jump into. Abraham says, is it possible to be a self-employed new construction plumber, non-union? What would be the easiest and most simple way of being a self-employed plumber? Love your videos. Number one, Abraham, thank you so much. Is it possible to be a self-employed new construction plumber? Yes. But you've got to think about this. Self-employed is going to be harder because you're going to be competing against bigger companies. I love the fact that on residential service, it's a lot easier to start up. I'm not saying you can't do it, but I would be very careful because you're going to get into bigger jobs. And I know everybody thinks, well, that means I'm going to make more money. You can also lose more money. So be very careful. Residential service is a great place to get in and make good money, and it can really be good for you. And you know what? I may have all of these in here. Yeah. All right. I think I got this on here, and I may have already answered this one, I may not. Yep. See, I'm trying to get caught up on my questions. I think I've got it figured out. If I can just make sure here. Okay, so let's back to Matthews again. If you're in here right now, tell me where you're located and what you do. Are you in the trades already? Do you want to get in the trades? Are you trying to look at a possible career change? What are you doing and where are you located? Lewis O says, not sure if you already made a video about it, but if not, would it be possible to make one to teach people thinking to get a job as a first-year apprentice without any previous experience at all in any trades, a CV example of what things to write there so that we increase our chances of getting the first opportunity to start, to get the foot in the door? Could you make something like this? Love your content, big fan, learning a lot with you and also having some fun. Number one, Lewis, I appreciate that. And that's kind of the thing that we're working on. We're creating something. Look, I don't want to teach everybody how to be a plumber. I can, and I think I teach it well, but I think I've got a lot of that content on my YouTube. I think I've also got a lot of that in my plum study course. If you hadn't checked out the free mini course to help you figure out what trade to get into, or if the trades are right for you, or what part of plumbing you want to get into. So that's why we're creating the other deal: how to become the best tradesman, how to get the job, how to make the most money, how to look ahead at what position you may want. A lot of different things. Hey, Austin, they're in there too. I found them. So I would look at that and figure out, well, keep coming back here for the next couple of weeks. You'll hear about it soon enough. And I truthfully think, and here's the thing. And like I said a while ago, guys, look, if you are getting into a trade school, if you're getting into a union, if you're going to work for a company, open shop, and learning how to do the trades there, that's exactly what you're learning, how to do the trades. What I'm trying to put together, what I'm excited about, what we're doing that is completely different. We have come up with something to help make people better. And I've done this because of what we've taught our people since I opened my own company. And that's communications. It's how to be a great listener, how to follow the plan and take care of the customer, how to follow up and do the right thing. So those are the kind of things that we're looking at that I'm like, you know what, this really does set people apart from everybody else in the trades. And I think it really will be a big deal. James says, how hard would it be to work where you are? I have your city and guilds level 1 to 3, been a plumber for 20 years. James, number one, here's what I'll tell you. And this is, man, really a great question. Right now, the state of Texas is looking for plumbers. And right now, really everybody in the United States is. So what I would tell you is, look, connect with me on LinkedIn, something like that. Send me a message. What you want to do is you want to contact the Texas State Board of Plumbing Examiners. You want to prove to them how much experience you have. And if you can prove your experience, literally they will give you a 6-month provisional license. Meaning, I know Sean's got a license. His is easy to prove. If he came over here, turned in his license, or sent them a copy of it, they would say, hey, look, we see this, we recognize this. You're a plumber. They'll give you a provisional license for 6 months. And then within that 6 months, you're going to go down to Austin and take the test. James, you would probably be in about the same position. As long as you can get in and prove to them that you are a plumber, that you do have experience, that you know what you're doing, they're going to make it easy on you. Oh, Hulk changed his mic cord color. Come on, man. Green is your trademark. Look, see, I can make you happy too. I mean, what's this? What do you think, Austin? 2 microphones? There. See, I've still got my green one. Not trying to mess anybody up. Just, you got to do something different every now and then. Yeah, not him on there. Oh, Julie says Roger Stash is groomed every day. Boy, isn't that the truth? It's Monday, so I did get up. I got a haircut this morning. I trimmed my mustache this morning. I do it all, man. Says Bernie say, have you graduated high school yet? Yeah, and that's a great place to start. Steve, maybe your friend lives in Liverpool. Maybe that's why he gets mad when you say Manchester. There you go. And see, man, this is it right here. And I'm going to elaborate a little bit on this because Sean says, I don't sell, I diagnose and recommend. And you do that through great communications. And look, I've talked to Sean. I understand what kind of person he is. And I got to tell you, I love that because that's me. And I tell people, look, I don't sell. I will tell you, this is the problem you have. This is a fix we can do. This is a repair we can do. And this is the right way to do it. And you tell me what you want to do because I don't know your budget, but I want to give you the best that I can for what you have. And I do. I love that. Bernie's on the way then. I love it. It's either one or the other. I can never get it straight. Definitely lives in one of those two. Hey man, I was looking at a map of the UK just the other day just to figure out where it was that my friend lived. He literally had sent me a deal, and so I had his address, and I was like, okay, it is Liverpool. I'm right. James Stuckey says, I'm a plumber and heating engineer. How hard would it be to work where you are? Man, not hard. And James, I guess I answered that a while ago. You're not going to have a problem getting a job as a plumber. It's really not bad to do. Louis Lord says, can you teach us how to make a right CV? Not sure what your CV is. To get a first job as an apprentice without any previous experience in the trades at all, how can I make it right? Love your content. Number one, thank you very much. Manic, what is your CV? Liverpool versus Manchester. Yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so here we go. Back around to Joshua. Roger, it's a multi-trade company, AC, plumbing, and electrical. Are you guys a Nexstar company? You mentioned sending your guys off to a training for sales and service. Joshua, we're not Nexstar. We are another group similar to Nexstar. They also do plumbing, air conditioning, heating, and HVAC. Plumbing, air conditioning, heating, and HVAC, electrical, and roofing. Sorry, I thought, wait, man, I stretched that one way out. Puts on all water heaters, combi boilers, 19 years old, had a new secondary heat exchanger. Hey, man, so some of these old water heaters will last forever. Boilers, too. That's pretty funny. Plumber cracks. Absolutely. It's what it's all about. Bernie, say if you can find a plumbing company in your area that's open shop and a member of PHCC, they can sponsor you to go to school at night while you're working as a helper for them. And the union is about the same way. They do it very similar to that. And look, I tell people all the time, I'm a fan of the union. I'm a fan of PHCC. But I'm a fan of the union if you want to be an employee forever. If you want to open your own company, if you want to do residential, you want to do residential service, union's probably not the best spot for you. But that's just me being honest. Troy says, hey, Roger, glad I caught you. Currently hydrojetting a mainline sewer. Troy, good for you, man. I really want me a big O amazing hydrojetter. Abraham says, yeah, we talked about this one a while ago. And it jumped on me again. So let me scroll way up there. Boy, I got to hurry up on questions or comments. Yes, it is. Somebody's under a tornado watch. Guys, y'all be careful out there. Mr. Steve is away. It's the American procedure to become a gas engineer here in the UK. Mainly, you get your plumbing qualifications. Then you go and set your ACS, your gas training. Also, top of gas works you do. Okay, so this is a good one because here in Texas and across most of the United States, plumbers are licensed to do natural gas. We can get another endorsement to do liquid petroleum, LP gas. I'm in the city, so most people have natural gas at their house. There's not many people that have LP, but you've got to get a different certification through the Railroad Commission in order to do LP gas. And I've done that before. One of the coolest jobs I ever worked on was a big plane out at DFW Airport that was literally designed to set on fire. They use it for trainers. They fly in firemen from around the world to train on putting out fires on planes in this thing. And it's really, really cool. Bernie say work out of New Brunswick, New Jersey. And that's how I was able to come up in the trade. And see, I went to work with a friend of mine's brothers here in Dallas. Man, there's so many different ways to get into the trades and come up through the trades. And that's another thing that we're talking about in that deal I'm putting together is, do you understand your options? Do you understand the opportunities ahead of you? And some people don't even know how to get started in the trades. But not only that, you don't want to just walk in anywhere and apply if you don't know what you're doing. You know, you're a grunt. But if you can come in and speak intelligently about what you want to do, what your plans are, how you can benefit them, how they can benefit you, and ask certain questions, It really can be a big deal. You know, everybody wants to be a plumber. I love that. I do love that. All right. Here in the UK, having the coldest May since 1659. Global cooling is real. It's called global warming. Yeah, we hit -2 degrees this year in Dallas. I've never seen it that cold in my life. Cottontail grass, how are you doing? Good to see you in here. Jonathan Flores says, "Hey Roger, thanks for sharing your time to answer questions. Recently signed up for Job Corps to learn a trade and decided to learn electrical. Is there anything I should know beforehand? Yes, get out, be a plumber. Don't become an electrician, whatever you do." Uh, you know what, Jonathan? And I've had people tell me this. I say, Roger, look, I can watch your videos and you make me a better person. And that's what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help people not just be a good tradesman, be the best tradesman. How do you become the very best? What knowledge can you learn? What can you take on to help you bring more value to your employer? Because if you do that, you make more money. So what I would tell you, man, watch, learn, keep showing up. The course that I was talking about earlier that we're putting together right now is for all the trades. It's called Getting into the Trades. And we're working on it. It's going to be coming out. I've been working on this for a while. So this is something, I mean, I cannot even begin to tell y'all how stoked I am about this because this is something that there's a need for. And I mean it because there's unions, there's PHCC, there's so many different people across the United States that are training people the trades, but they're not teaching them the soft skills. They're not teaching them how to become better people. They're not teaching them about budgeting their money, about financing, about different things like that. Tradespeople make good money, but a lot of them are broke because they never learned how to manage their money. And it's things like that we're going to be looking at. So anyway, that's why I get excited about this. Sorry about that. And number one, Adam, you are not too terribly late, man. We ain't even been going a full hour yet. Jacob's Random Vlog says, "Didn't you say you were doing a collab with Joe?" Well, number one, which Joe? Because I recently did a collab with the Joe, and I don't remember Joe's last name, but I don't know that's the same one you're talking about. So anyway, let me know. Jesus Arroyo, here's what I want to tell you, and I'm going to pronounce your name right. Jesus Arroyo, how are you? Man, I'm just lucky. I have no hair on my head, and that's not true. I have a little bit. I cut it. Matter of fact, I got a haircut today, if you can tell. Man, I like my mustache. I trim it. I take good care of it. So I have fun. Look who's in the house. Architectural Sheet Metal 101. Good to have you in here as always. I hope things are going great with you. And there's what Mr. Sean Strong's all about, the subreddit. And there is a link that will work. What kind of workouts do you recommend to prevent injuries for plumbing? Also, thanks for your feedback. Burdick, here's what I'll tell you, and this is another good one because this is something that I'm going to be talking about in that training I was talking about. And here's why. There's a lot of plumbers that, and not just plumbers, but tradesmen. Once they become professionals, once they get that license, they're done. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but they're like, look, I'm here. They quit learning. They quit growing. They quit taking care of themselves. They quit doing the things that helped them get there. And what I want to tell you is that literally working out your mind and working out your body can help you, number one, last in the trades, help you excel in the trades, and help you make more money. So if nothing else, you know, just a normal workout. I get up, I did 4 miles on the treadmill this morning, and I didn't have time to go up into the weight room, but what can you do? Can you walk? Can you get on a treadmill? Can you walk around the block? Do you have a weight room? Do you have a gym membership? Taking care of yourself, the better you take care of yourself, the longer and better you're going to feel while you work in the trades. And man, that's about as easy as I can put it, but it's so true. Got some sunshine in my part of England between the showers. Good for you. Simon B says, hello, fellow plumber. Simon, good to have you in here. I asked everybody earlier, Simon, but since you're in here, and if anybody else hadn't done it, do me a favor and go ahead and put where you're from, what you do, like what kind of plumber are you? Commercial, residential, union, non-union, service, new construction. What all do you do? You know, Stream and Freedom, here's what we do is the Trades Tribe is a community. And it's a community that we've really started putting together because I realized from watching these videos, reading the comments, engaging with people, we've got people from all across the trades. We've got electricians and HVAC techs just in here. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a community where we can educate each other, help each other, learn from each other, and grow with each other. So that's what it's about. So number one, welcome. Glad to see you in here. And it's a great thing. The trades have so many opportunities coming up that I get really excited about what we're talking about and how we're trying to help people with it. Mike M says, not a big fan of Roto-Rooter. I know guys that have gone over there, got training for 6 months, then they were thrown in a truck and expected to fix everything. Mike, what part of the world are you in? Because I'm curious as to what the licensing is like in your area. And the reason I ask that, I know another company out in California that does it similar to the same thing. They train people for about 2 months, but I've seen their training and I got to tell you, it's pretty cool. They've got a training program set up. They've got a syllabus set up. They've got trainers built where the apprentices can come in and learn to actually do the jobs they're going to be out doing. And I got to tell you, I really enjoyed it. And if you want to become a tuber turd, that is one way to do it. Okay, I love this. Lucky says, about to go take my journeyman test soon. Any tips? Absolutely. Number one, and I've got a video about how to study for your journeyman exam. And what I've got is I've got the UPC study guide. And what I love about it is you go to the back and the answers are there. So I'll go to the back and then I'll go through the study guide and highlight all the correct answers. And then literally for about 2 or 3 weeks, I'll read it like a book. Then after that, I'll cover up the answers and go through and answer every question there. Anything I miss, I highlight. I literally, the number I mark with like a hot pink highlighter. Then what I do, about a week before the test, those are the only questions I read. So whenever I go through and answer the questions the first time, not just marking the right ones, but whenever I quiz myself, I literally go through and look at it. And if I'm not sure or I guess or I feel like I need to guess, I just highlight it red. That way I'm narrowing down what I really need to study. And I got to tell you, it works well. Tyler says, live in New Jersey, just graduated, starting a job, and a mechanical engineer project manager on May the 4th. Good for you. I like that. See, what y'all think about that? My sister made me this for Christmas. Pretty freaking cool. Otto Harrison says, Houston, Texas apprentice plumber trying to start off a new business. So Otto, if you're an apprentice right now, are you trying to start a plumbing company? What is it you're trying to do? And how are you trying to do it? Just curious. Lionheart's in North Carolina. North Carolina, I like that. Will Rose says he's from New York City, the security, and want to get in the plumbing trade. Good for you. Furry Bear's in Scotland, a gas engineer. Biggest challenge is employers are pushing more for plumbing technician than licensed plumber. And to me, in Texas, they're both the same. Yeah. Joshua says, working in Arizona as an electrician, love it. Have learned a lot from your videos in conjunction with just diving on in. And to me, Joshua, that's the big deal. And I do. I talk to people all the time about my videos that say, look, if you took your videos and took out the word plumbing and put in electrician, HVAC, roofer, whatever it is, it helps all the trades. And that's why we're trying to do what we're trying to do and help people. So I appreciate that. I will say this too. Any of y'all that are in here right now that have actually learned something good from me, and I'm gonna say this, Joshua, because I'm looking at yours right now. Do me a favor. Put a comment in here and say, you know, what I loved learning from Roger, or what I learned from Roger has helped me do this. Because what I'm doing is I'm looking for some testimonials. I'll be honest with y'all. I'm looking for some testimonials for this thing that we're getting ready to release. And I've got some on LinkedIn, and they're from students that I really did. I coached and consulted, but I'm looking for something kind of newer. So if you've learned something from me, if I've taught you anything at all about getting into the trades, becoming a better tradesman, starting your own company, using social media, whatever it is, because those are 4 that we're really going to get to working on. But if you've learned something from me, do me a favor and just take a minute, put a comment in here and explain what it is that you learned from me and what made it so good. And man, I appreciate that. And I've always got New Jersey, New York. I've always got so many people in here from New York. I do. I love it. And I know you said Jersey. I understand there's a difference. I actually flew into Boston. I want to make sure I get this right. Flew into Boston, drove to New York. I want to make sure I get this right. I did. I drove from New York to Boston. Flew into New York, drove over to Jersey, went to Piscataway, came back to New York, hung out there for a couple of days, then rented a car and drove to Boston and flew home from there. Had a blast. Okay, Adachi Cabbage says, I thought about doing trade, but heard that it's mostly a male-oriented job market and for younger people. And Adachi, and I hope I'm saying your name right, because what I want to tell you is the trades are predominantly male, but that doesn't mean there's not women in it, and that it's for younger people, and that's not necessarily true. The average age of tradesmen right now in the United States is about 40 years old. And what that means is these people are going to be retiring soon. There's less people getting into the trades right now than there are getting out, meaning right now, for every 10 people that retire every year, only 6 get in the trades. That's going to create a supply and demand problem that's going to be great for tradespeople. People getting into the trades right now are going to make more money in the future just because of that. So, Adachi, man, I hope that you think about it if it's something you're really interested in. London, UK mechanic, most recently worked in sales and IT engineering. COVID destroyed the job market. Euless is already killing off all the local garages. Not sure what Euless is. Considering a hop to electrician or plumber. And here's what I'll tell you guys is, and this is part of something, and I was shooting the first course the other day. Here's what I want to tell you is that literally the trades are essential. No matter what's going on in the world, people have to have safe drinking water. They've got to have heat. So they need HVAC and electrical. They can't live with stopped up sewers. They've got to have potable water. The trades are essential. And when everything slowed down, and don't get me wrong, we slowed down too. We lost money, we lost revenue, we lost people. But at the end of the day, we got busy. We got busier. And I just got to tell you, it's going to be good. It really is going to be good. Abraham says, I live in Southern California, graduate high school in 4 weeks and looking to be a plumber. You've inspired me to become a plumber. Well, number one, in Southern California, good luck, Abraham. What I want to tell you is there's a company over there called Rooter Hero. I've actually met John Acoyan, gone over and looked at his training. He's got a good training program set up. That's one that I would reach out to and just check the possibilities. Sorry, guys. I needed to hydrate. Let me see here. Back over into the forum. Guys, if you have questions you want to make sure get answered, please jump over to the forum. I know I don't always get to answer the ones in the chat because they come in so quick and I go by them so fast. Does a contractor do the plumbing if they have a license, or do they have to hire somebody else? And Bratton, you answered your own question. If they have a license, they can do it. Most contractors don't. It's not that they don't have the license. They really don't want to hire somebody licensed to do it. The thing about it is that, and man, I want to make sure I word it right. Most general contractors don't perform anything. They may perform some, but they normally hire licensed professionals, or should, to do the work. Houses that just get flipped and stuff like that, a lot of times they hire the cheapest handyman they can find. They know that they're going to jack over home buyers anyway. So, man, sorry, got me off on a rant. Jared says, "Hey, Roger. So I'm a new construction plumber and I just got a job offer to do commercial service and took it. What can I expect? Any tips and advice?" Number one, Jared, here's the thing. First of all, congratulations, because I truthfully think service is where it's at. I think that you'll like that. It's going to be completely different because it's not all clean and new work. And, you show up and your tools and materials are always there. Now you got to stock your van. You got to keep those materials in stock. You got to do different things like that to make all that happen. But I'm telling you, once you get the system down, I think you'll love it. It really is. It is pretty cool. Adachi says, trying to move overseas. I like that. Ready says, "Hey, Roger, currently work as custodian for Princeton University. Good for you. Trying to transfer to the plumbing department. However, they don't have an internal apprenticeship program." You may be able to just talk to them about getting over there in there and helping them and doing hands-on, since it's considered like maintenance work. At least here in Texas, they don't have a license. Could be good for you. Had a finance engineering degree in Massachusetts, both MIT and WPI, $45,000 a semester. Wow. For 8 years, the banks give $1 million loans to kids for college, but not 34-year-olds. What to do? I tell you what, man, I would look at getting into the trades. I really would. There you go. Come on, James, we'll go together and make a road trip out of it. Hey, if y'all want to come to Texas, I will make it worth your while. Zeralaya says, "I like your haircut." Thank you. I actually cut it this morning. I trim my own hair. I trim my own mustache. I do it all. I'm going to try and get caught up in the chat real quick before I jump back over in the forum. Took 7 years to get mine. Couldn't get more than 30% of my tuition covered by financial aid. 26 years old. Only way I know is to bust your hump and work. Boy, and that's the truth. I used to be a bartender in Austin. And this is really funny because I'm a Longhorn fan. Huge. I lived there from 86 to 89. And I learned to 10 bar. I started out as a bouncer. Then I learned to 10 bar and got really, really good at it and went to work in a Tejano bar. And out of the probably 10 bartenders there, I think 6 of them were going to UT and paying their way through school. But remember, this is mid 80s. And I was probably making $1,000 to $1,500 a week in cash on top of $200, $300 paycheck. There's good money out there if you want to find a job to pay your way through school. Don't get me wrong, guys, it ain't easy. When I started out in the trades, my biggest obstacle is I needed to make money. Not long after high school, a year after I graduated, I got a girl pregnant. I had a son. I was trying to support him and make things happen, trying to support them and make things happen, it's a lot of work. But if you want to do anything bad enough, you'll figure out how to do it. And that's really where I started. Look, I can work around the clock. I can work 3 or 4 jobs, but it'll work. Bernie say, I know one of the plumbers over in Princeton University. Do you know Craig Rudolph? There you go. How long does it take you to become and learn an AC refrigerator? And here in the United States, if you've got any history in it, stuff like that, since I'm a plumber and I've worked on big jobs with chill water, heating water, and stuff like that, and could prove it, I literally got my AC certification in 12 days. And actually, to be honest, it only took 10. Nate P. Roger Wakefield, random question. What PPE gloves are you always wearing in your videos? The bright green ones. Well, man, I ain't going to tell you because it just makes them harder to find. Actually, these are like a Python grip or something. I think I just came in one day and Googled, green latex gloves, came up with these. And I got to tell you, I love them. But with all the PPE and everything going on, they are hard to find. And that's what it's all about, Mr. Sean Strong. Tyler, sometimes you have to be lucky. There's people too who still owe college debt. Amen. Yes, please like this and share. Guys, if you like what we're doing and you think there may be anybody at all out there that could benefit from this, please share it. Whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, share it on LinkedIn, share it somewhere, because there's somebody out there that that would like a change, that would like to get into the trades, that would like a new career opportunity. And they may not know about it. I mean, we had our parents, we had college counselors, our high school counselors, everybody telling us, look, don't go to college. Go to college, because if you don't, you're not going to amount to anything. And I got to tell you, I know more millionaires in the trades than I do that went to college. Most people that go to college, or the ones I knew anyway, ended up with a job that they worked for somebody. And look, there's nothing wrong with that. In the trades, we all work for somebody. I worked for other people 35 years before I opened my own company. But I got to tell you, I love what I do every day. I enjoy it. I get up. It's pleasurable. I love taking care of people. And, if you find something you're passionate about and can make a living at it, man, your life is going to be amazing. And my Doomer Hickey jumped on me again. So I have no idea where I'm at. And that's the truth right there. Roger told me, if you want to be good at something, get a coach. I mean, there's so much truth to that, Sean. Did Neil jump in the house? Austin, will you go grab that stuff? Sean Strong. Yeah, both trades are great and really needed. And the good thing, Sean, that you said there is the job security thing. There are, guys, look, there's about, and I've been doing research on this for this course. There's about 900,000 open trades jobs in the United States. And the thing about it is, with more people retiring than there are getting in the trades, that these are going to be open for a while. And I want to come to this camera right here real quick and stick this up here. Now, if you can't see it, and I know you can because I can see it, Mr. Neil, the Urban Explorer, is in the house. Look what I got. And we were talking about you earlier, Neil. Check that out. I mean, one of these is really, really cool. The bottom one is like hologram or something. It is freaking cool. Anyway, we talked about these a few weeks ago. So, and Neil, I hadn't even seen you yet. I just saw that somebody said you were in here. Let's see, we got Saltine Cracker in the house. A lot of good plumbers who aren't good businessmen. Yeah. And business, and you know what, man? Business is probably more of the work than 75%. It's probably 90% of it. Because once you, at least to my point, it is. Because once you get up to where you've got multiple people working for you and things like that, and it can be tough. Well, I'm just going to jump back down to there where I'm at. Don't be sorry, Roger. It's the same way about that subject as well. You know, I get up and preach every now and then. Sorry about it. Here's a good one too. Is the earning potential better in the union or if you start your own business? And do you really discourage people from the electrician trade? And no, I don't, Victor, not at all. I think the IBEW is a really good union. I've actually worked on the one here in Dallas. Look, there's more electricians in the United States right now than there are plumbers. It's because they're not as smart and it takes more of them to do the work. And I'm joking. The neat thing about it though is, look, the future is great for both. I like plumbing. I like water. I hate getting shocked. I mean, even to this day, even just a little freaking piezo switch for a water heater, you know, I'll put them on my skin to test them and see if they're working. And when it shocks me, you know, I always get pissed about it. But the good thing about it is at the end of the day, we've got choices. And the trades choices are going to be amazing for a long time. So that's what I like about what I'm doing right now. I'm telling people about opportunities that are in front of them. They're going to be around for a while. And anybody getting in the trades right now is going to have an amazing future ahead of them. The subreddit gang, there you go. Okay, and I love this. Will Roos says, I'm 31 living in New York City. Is it too late to get in the trades? Listen to me, Will. No, it's not too late. There is such a need for tradespeople. I mean, Will, you're young enough that you can get into the trades. Say you got into the union right now. You could still retire with a full pension. Okay? You're not that old. And I'm just telling you, man. Yeah, Sean says it right there. It's never too late. So, man, just look, you're not that old. You've got an opportunity ahead of you if you want it. The boss says, you ever had an injury from plumbing? Man, I've had many. None lately. I mean, my last injury came at home. I was in my office at home or in the garage lifting a locker to carry it to my office and dislocated or detached a bicep. So that's the biggest injury I've had lately. But from plumbing, I'm old. And I normally don't tell people that. So please don't repeat it. You know, my thing is I've got bad knees. I've got bad hips. I've got bad shoulders. I got bad elbows. I'm just getting old, but I still love what I do. And I'm sure you mean, yes. Yeah. We all get hurt. There you go. Knee pads and hearing protection. Met numerous older plumbers with bad hearing, bad knees, and of course, lower back injury from improper lifting. I fit all the above. I mean, literally, but my bad hearing is from doing concert security for years and standing in front of the biggest speakers that, you know, any good band can afford to go on the road with. I've been in front of them. Helsing Sage says, I started into HVAC at 30. Dudes I know started at 50. And I had an apprentice whenever I was an instructor in a union. I had an apprentice that was 55 years old. And you know what? He loved it. So, man, you can do what you want to do, guys. Sean says he broke both his heels. I think I broke mine. I used to work for a sign company. I was on a 12-foot ladder and I knew better. And I was standing on top of it and I knew better. And leaned over to drill one more hole and the ladder went out and both my heels hit the ground. Now, my employer really didn't want me to go to the doctor, so I didn't. I went home, soaked my both feet in buckets of ice water all day for like 3 days. Tough. So happy you brought this up. It takes a lot of the stress off in the morning. Jacob says it's supposed to be a joke where you're supposed to get someone to say, "Who's Joe?" and someone's supposed to reply with "Your mama." Anyway, love your channel. Thank you very much. It's a Young. Thank you. Hello. How are you doing? Saltine Crackers just started plumbing at 19 minimum wage. Got lucky to find a plumber who allowed me to apprentice. I was probably 16 or 17. I told them I was 18. And I don't remember what minimum wage was then. I may have made a little, I think it was 425 and I started at 475. But like I said, people, I'm old. French plumber here. Glad to see how it's done overseas. Vegan P, how are you? Number one, glad to have you here. What are the biggest differences in plumbing in France and the United States? Hadn't done that video yet, so I'm asking. I like this. Brad Riss says, hello, looked up videos on how to fix plumbing, came across you and love your videos. Number one, Brad, thank you very much. That is literally why we do what we do. It's why we enjoy it. It's not why we do it. We started it out to try to make the phone ring for our plumbing company. Then we started realizing we had other plumbers in here that were watching and wanting to learn more about becoming a plumber. And then we realized we had all the trades watching and wanting to figure out how to do things better, how to become a better tradesman. So, if y'all like what we're doing, please go down the bottom, give us a thumbs up. If you know anybody or you think you know anybody that may be interested in the trades, please click the share button, share this to your social media and let people know about it because, man, I'm trying to help get people into the trades. I'm trying to teach them and show them there's an opportunity out here for a future that most of them can't even imagine. So anyway, there you go. Itchy Young says, what in your opinion do you think I should do when I'm getting out of high school? Interested in plumbing. I've been watching your videos to learn some tips. Look, I got to tell you, I love it. I love what we do. I love plumbing. I love the trades in general. But plumbing was the right one for me, but it's different for everybody. And I'm looking to see. I don't have my list in here. See if I can jump in here. I bet I can find it. The thing that I'm working on right now, and like I said, look, I love it because I'm literally trying to help people get into the trades. Yeah, that's probably not in here. No, it's not. Anyway, there's so many different trades, and the cool thing about it is whether it's plumbing, electrical, HVAC, roofing, concrete, landscaping, glazier, carpenter, carpet installer, iron worker, welder, boiler maker. There's so many different trades. You can learn so many different things and find something that you like. So I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you, do the research, do the studying, make sure you come back for the next couple of weeks. We're going to be talking about things that we're doing and talk more about it. But all I can tell you is that we're working on something that literally it's going to help people that want to get in the trades. It's going to make it easier for them. It's going to make their life better, and it's going to help them make more money. And to me, that's what it's always about. Making better decisions as a trade person doesn't mean about that job. Take care of your body so it takes care of you later. And man, that is such a big one. Take care of your body. And another one too is learn how to budget your money. Learn finances. Learn that if you make $10, how much of it do you save? How much of it do you give away, tithing? How much do you invest? How much do you spend? When you learn to do that, that changes your life. That to me is one of the biggest educations. And I am so grateful that Julie talked me into going to a Financial Peace University class, and it was big for me. Thanks for the feedback, Roger. And were you being serious that I should not learn electrical? No, look, the electricians are great too, brother. Well, I don't think he's talking about earbuds to save your hearing. I think that he means earplugs. But I did used to wear earbuds. It's so funny. I used to have one of those little Walkmans, and it was a little bitty one, AM FM radio. So it probably wasn't really a Walkman, but I had the little plastic clip for it screwed to the back of my hard hat. Used to wrap my earphones around it. And then once I got up on the floor, I'd turn it on, set my station, unwrap it a couple of times, pull the cords up under my hair, and then come. And I actually had real hair then, but come up under there and stuck it in. And I worked all day listening to country music. Loved it. Here's a good one. Vic says, Roger, when you started as an apprentice, what tools did you buy? I didn't. I stole all my tools. No, I'm joking. Here's the thing. I bought what I needed, and I started out with like a channel lock, pair of channel locks, a tape measure, a crescent wrench, a hammer, and then just slowly. And this is one thing that I want to tell you. Always keep investing. Know how much money you have, and take 5 or 10% of what you make. So if you bring home $400 a week, take $40 and go buy something. Buy tools. Buy a tool bag. Invest in yourself, and it will be amazing. I want to say hello to Neil, my brother, the Urban Explorer. If y'all have not subscribed to his channel, you need to. Check out these cool stickers. I love these things, man. Neil, these just came in the other day. We're actually looking at having fun with them. So I told him to go get them in case you're in here today. There you go. You can see that. Actually, and I'm trying to see. I thought, let me do this. I'll do something pretty cool here if I can. See what I come up with right here. All right, so we got that. Do this. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so I just put a link down in the comment. If y'all have not, go check out Neil's channel. And Neil is actually doing some really cool stuff over there, and I love watching him. Again, I know it's crazy. I love watching him cut holes in the side of his van. But you do what you got to do. Okay, I like this. Recently journeyed out as a carpenter, but I find it therapeutic and super interesting to watch your videos. You have an awesome work ethic and wholesome setup. Number one, Lily, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. The cool thing is, and I love this because I do truthfully think that what I teach helps out all the trades. And when I'm teaching you how to become a better plumber, if you listen, it'll also help you become a better electrician, a better HVAC technician. And man, there's so many good people in here that also contribute that man, it's a great spot to be. So thank you very much. Adam says, what I learned from Roger was that I've been plumbing a toilet wrong for my entire adult life. Now I have a new method. Hey, sometimes it's just the little things. I love that. Hello from New England. Do you have to go to trade school to be a plumber? The answer is no. Depending on how you learn, you may or may not want to, boy, isn't that the truth? Jessica Killer says, I live in Canada and moved out within the past few years. Have never have appreciated having a dad as a plumber more than ever. Very high appreciation for plumbers. Number one, Jessica, that's cool. And I got to tell you, I know a lot of people in the trades in Canada, and it's funny because most of the ones I know are female. They're part of Kick-Ass Careers. And it's so funny because Canada does so much to not just support the trades, but to support females in the trades. So I think that is fantastic. I wish the United States did more of something like that. And I've actually tried reaching out to Justin Trudeau about helping them because I have so many people from Canada that watch my channel that I think it could be a good thing. So Jessica, is your dad in Canada also? I'm saying her name okay. Adachi, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I always try. There you go. Roger's correct. Trades are great for women. These industries and our communities already have women in them. Can all name a woman that made a big impact in our knowledge and learning curve. And I got to tell you what, I can actually name a few, but I mean, right now, the executive director for the plumbing board in Texas, Lisa Hill, one of the past city of Dallas plumbing inspectors, Diane Villarreal, Mary Conger. If you're not on Facebook, or even if you are, check out check out 71K Plum Strong. And it's the group of plumbers that are fighting to keep the license and working on that. She helped put that together. It's such a big deal. So I think it's neat. Most important lesson I've learned from Roger is that there is someone else out there that shares my passion for education and building up the trades. I love it. Alan Abel says, glad to see you're doing well. You spoke in a few times, just switched from commercial to residential service and remodel. Good for you. Kind of having fun hanging out over here. Okay. Okay. That made me laugh. Yeah. There's a lot of people whose moms don't love them. I just didn't know they were on this channel. That's pretty good. I do appreciate that. All right, let me jump back over here just a little bit. Mr. Steven says, how much do plumbing apprentices make in Texas? You know, and this is a good one because for me here, just outside of Dallas, I'm a non-union residential service company. We start our apprentices off at $15 an hour. And don't get me wrong, though, it's hard work. The union probably starts out at about 17 an hour. So, Stephen, it really depends on where you're at and where you want to get in, but 17 for the unions pretty much statewide. That's about where scale is. Maybe a little less down in either Houston or San Antonio, but probably not far from that. Not too far from it anyway. You guys remember, if you've got questions you want to guarantee get answered, please go to the link up top, click on it. It'll take you over into the form, fill that out, and I will get your question answered. What would you consider to be the essential shift skills to acquire as a master plumber? What skill do you wish you had to complement what you currently have? You know, that's really good because, you know, I really wish, and this is a good way to put it. So I like the way you worded that. I wish that one of the big skills that I had was actually organization. Organization's a hard one to learn. You can learn communication. You can learn a lot of big things, but to me, organization is a skill that if you can become organized, it saves you time, it saves you money, it saves you so many things. So I really like that. And I'm gonna jump back up to this. James, you're wrong. Man, 30s is not late. You're good. Just get started on it. And I like this. Janine Patricia Flukenburns Davis, how are you doing? Says, I was a female plumber. I think that's great. And the reason behind it is there are so many good females in the trades, not just plumbing, but in the trades. Now this part I hate, and was bullied and sexually harassed. You know, I think that, and I see now you're saying, what do I do? If it's something that's happening now, you need to document it. You need to I don't know if you're in the union or a big company or a small company, and we may have talked before. Uh, but what I'll tell you is, number one, that's not allowed. It's not allowed in any workplace. And I know that I've had people in here before say, well, the plumber doing it is a friend of the owners. You know, when you come to the owner and say, hey, look, man, I've documented this, I've done good, this has got to stop. You can make sure that it stops. You may end up having to go somewhere else, but then it would be, hey, that's fine. I'm going to go somewhere else, but we're going to look at a lawsuit because this is not legal. And man, I would be very, very careful about documenting everything that I could, and then go in and talk to them one-on-one. Or if it's a big company and you've got an HR department, go talk to your HR department and say, hey, how do I handle this? Sean, Saltine, any of you guys in here, feel free to jump in and leave me a comment and let me know what you think. How should she handle that? I like that. Kispy, how are you? I'm doing good. James Ellis has just left Dallas, or just left Texas, lived in Dallas. I live in Richardson, just northeast of Dallas. Yeah, clean water is a big deal for everybody. And here's what I'll tell you, Abraham, if you want to open your own company, don't go union. You may go union to learn the commercial and stuff like that, but they're not going to teach you a lot to help you grow, to help you own your own company. They're never going to teach you anything at all like that. They're going to get you in and teach you how to be a good plumber for commercial, but it's not going to help you do your own company. I'm going to open a plumbing company right next door to you. Well, Saltine, instead of doing that, man, just come over here and come to work with me. Just saying. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Brad, and I asked this earlier. Number one, I appreciate that you get great stuff out of the videos. I love that. That's what we do it for. But do me a favor and leave a comment down there what you liked about it, what you learned, how you learned it. Was it because I taught it well, because I was just clear, because I knew what I was talking about? And the reason is I'm looking for testimonials for a thing that we're putting together. If you're like, man, here's why I learned it so well, or here's what you taught, and man, you were speaking to me, whatever it was. If it's anything like that, great. If not, I understand it, but I appreciate it. And anybody, if you're in here and there is something that I taught y'all and you've learned something from me and you're like, look, man, I started watching videos or started watching Roger, and man, I learned so much about this. It really would help. And I appreciate it. Mold will kill you. If not now, it will later. Absolutely. Yeah. And we always worry about you over in Neil. Plano area. Man, you're right up my road, brother. I like this. 25 smart for you apes. I'm a pipe fitter journeyman who can plumb. Good luck getting in. Amen. I'll tell you what, getting in to the trades is such a great opportunity. Kispy, I'm going to let Sean answer this one. Says, how bad are flushable wipes? There's only one brand that I use. It's Cottonelle. I think they're great. You know, Sean, I'm going to get you to do a test for me, and I want to see how your test comes out. And I want you to video it because I'm going to put that on my YouTube. Me and you need to talk. Freelance writing. Okay. Not by getting onto somebody. Take it off, try to replace it. Sean, I love Sean is helping people out. Neil says, up the wall here with starting a new business, working long days, recording videos, editing, doing all the good stuff. It is crazy. And I like Saltine Cracker puts this, refrigeration is a good trade to be in, but you travel a lot. And the reason being, most of the big jobs for refrigeration are big manufacturers. Kraft Foods has a huge refrigerated section. A lot of the big warehouses doing stuff like that. Anybody that does food. and you may travel all around the country, but the thing is you make good money. You may go in, work a week or two, then be off 2 or 3. You may go in, work a week or two, be off a week. You may go in, work 2 or 3 weeks, go to another job 2 or 3 weeks, go to another one 2 or 3 weeks. It can be crazy, but you're normally traveling around the country. That is true. Jenny Patricia says, I love my job, want to continue. I believe plumbing jobs are number one important. Well, they are. Safe, potable drinking water is one of the most important things that there is. Wow, so far. You know what? I'm going to jump all the way down. I like this one here, though. At 105,000 last year as a journeyman pipe fitter, and that's what it's all about. All right, I am kind of jumping to the bottom. I'm going to jump over into the forum. So if you've got questions you want to guarantee get answered, jump over to the forum, ask them there. I'm going to jump in here, and then I'm going to come back over, and I'm going to be at the very bottom of the chat. So I'm skipping a bunch, y'all. I'm sorry. I am so far behind, I'm never going to get caught up. That's what the forum's all about. Tony says, if you weren't a plumber, what trade would you have gotten into, and do you think you would do it as well as you do plumbing? Good one. Man, what trade would I have gotten into? I would have probably done HVAC, maybe electrical work. I'm really not sure. I love plumbing, and I don't know that I would love either one of them as much, but I've got to tell you, plumbing has been great for me. Maybe pipe fitting, welding, something like that. I used to want to be a welder. I'm glad I'm not now, just because I think I'm like ADHD. I think that just sitting there pushing a puddle all day long would literally wear me out. Could I be good at it? Maybe so, but I just don't think that that's anything that I would want to do for that long. See, there we go. Me and my better half use Cottonelle wipes. They start breaking down as soon as they get wet, just like toilet paper. See, Sean Strong, where are you at? Where are you at? You need to make sure you see that. Yeah. Uh-huh. And we have Miss Josephine DeSmet in here. Good to see you. Want to say a late happy birthday. I believe you turned 26 yesterday. Happy birthday to you. Marcus, I like this. No matter which trade you're in, if you can take Roger's positive attitude with you in your workplace, you'll have already learned a lot. Thank you very much. The thing is, Mikey, we've seen everything fail down here. It was not today. Congratulations. Thank you, Josephine. Every tankless water heater failed. They're installed on outside walls, they're installed in attics, they're installed where they're not kept warm. And man, the big thing is everything down here froze up. It wasn't just tankless water heaters. So everybody tell Josephine happy birthday. James says, my great uncle was a huge welder. Doyle Tackett, he got offers for welding well into his 80s. He was certified underwater welder, though. I'll tell you what, that's something that I almost did. There literally is a training center down in Houston, and I wanted to go down there. Luckily for me, I'm a scuba diver. I love it. And I've always been a plumber, so I was like, man, that would be a great trade to get into. I just think that would be so cool. Did I see the oil residue? I did not. Lucas Roca says, just turned 17 years old, still in high school in Canada. What do you recommend I should do to get a step above others in plumbing? Your videos are great and keep up the work. Lucas, man, I'm going to tell you, hang around here for a week or two, meaning keep coming back, keep checking in, keep seeing what's going on. We're working on something that's going to help people that really want to become the very best. look, when I hear people's obstacles, the things that, hey, I'm having to fight this. I'm like, man, look, you have no idea. There are people that fight things worse than that every day and still get into the trades. Wouldn't it be nice to have that mindset, to have that attitude, the confidence to say, look, I can do this and I can do it better than other people. So anyway, all I'll say is Lucas, keep coming back. You're going to like it. Also says turn 28 tomorrow. Congratulations to you. In fairness, this is a good question. And this is one that I ask in my free mini course. And you say, which is better, service or new construction? And when I ask people this question, I always ask them, well, do you like building things or do you like fixing things? Because to me, that's kind of the difference. If you're in new construction, it's because you love building. If you're in service, it's because you really love analyzing, finding problems, and making repairs. So I think that you got a good way to look at it, figure out which one you like, and that may help you make a difference. I've been finding lots of live streams in your recommended lately. Ahmad Money, I love that. I hope that's how you found this one. You know what? If y'all are in here, and I know I've asked y'all to do a lot today, I appreciate that. If you have learned something from me, please leave me a comment. Let me know what it is. I am looking for recommendations, testimonials, things like that. But here's what I want to say is, if you are here, how did you find me? How did you end up finding me? Whether you're right here on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook, whether you found me on LinkedIn and got here, how'd you find me? And do me a favor and leave me a comment down below and let me know. Is there more people watching from outside the US than inside? Vic, actually, I get more views inside the US. I don't have my numbers right here in front of me, but they're probably 75% of my views, maybe closer to 80. Then Canada, then the UK, lots of different places. Vic, do you watch Plumber Parts over in the UK? James and I have been talking about doing a collab. We hadn't done it yet, but we keep playing with the idea. I think it'd be great just to literally talk about how we can compare plumbing here versus plumbing there. That could be pretty cool. I love that. Thank you very much. Here's a good one. CW says, Roger, how do you feel about non-union shops having second or third year plumbers running residential sites? By second or third year, do you mean apprentices or licensed plumbers? Because I was one of those plumbers after 2 years. Look, I got it. I understood it. I could do it. I could run crews. I could get things done. I knew what we were doing at that point. If you mean second or third year apprentices, I got to kind of wonder about it. But here's the problem. And this goes back to what I've been talking about all day. We're short people in the trades, and we've still got to take care of our customers. We still have to provide for our homeowners. We have to build new houses. We have to do all these things. And I love the fact that, Texas right now is looking at how can we bring the trades into high school. I think that's a great idea. There's so many different things out there that we need to be doing. If you're talking about a second or third year plumber, that doesn't bother me. If it's an apprentice, I don't know that I'd want them out running residential sites, but maybe being the lead plumber on it himself. As long as he's not running other people, I may not have as much of a problem with. If I can FaceTime him and he can take pictures and send them to me and say, hey, I have a question, man, to me, that's still direct supervision. Tell me what y'all think about it. Was a guy I worked with in our local. He was in prison for 5 years. If he can get into the trade, you can too. And I like this because, look, in Texas, You can get into the union. You can be a pipe fitter and a welder because that's not really a residential license. Number one, there's not a license required. Plumbing a license is required, and it's regulated really tight because Texas, when they give you a license, they're telling people that you're safe to go in their house. So that's why they do that. But I will tell you this. There's also people in Texas that do have a criminal history of bad things. And they are licensed plumbers because they've been rehabilitated and they've proven it. And they've gone in and said, hey, look, I made mistakes. I want to correct it. I want to fix it, and done everything that they can. So it's pretty cool. Otis says lives in South Carolina. Okay. And here's the deal. And this is something that I mentioned in the training I was putting together the other day. The authority having jurisdiction in your area over licensing are the ones you have to ask your questions to. I love the fact that I know the plumbing license law and board rules and can help people with a lot of that stuff. But at the end of the day, the Texas State Board is in control. And I can tell you, yes, I think because you robbed somebody 40 years ago, you can still get a plumbing license. But they're the ones that you're going to have to talk to. They're the ones you're going to have to fill out the supplemental criminal history form with. They're the ones who have the ultimate say-so and can approve it or not. So that's who I would talk to. Saltine Cracker says, if I was planning on getting into plumbing, I'd personally buy a used code book, start reading through it, get familiar with your code book. And man, I love this. And I want to tell you why I'm saying this. Because you said if I was planning on getting into plumbing, most people in plumbing, they don't study while they're an apprentice. They don't study after they're a journeyman. When they study is right before they take their test. And literally, I mean, this is my study guide. And, I told y'all how I do it. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to show you. I've got it right here. And as you can see, I've got the answers highlighted. Okay. What I like what Saltine Cracker just put down there is, if I was planning on getting into the trades, I would study right then. And that's what I've learned later. Now, remember when I got into the trades, for me to get a book like this, I had to go to the library, check it out, return it, things like that. If I were in the trades right now, just getting in the trades, I would study this book every day. I would study it till I could could answer every single question, never even have to think about it. Most people today in the trades, they pick this book up when it's time to go take a test, and they set it down. They never pick it up again. And to me, that's sad because you forget what you don't use, you lose. So my thought is, number one, Josephine, good night. Happy birthday and good night. So I love this because it's start studying now, get familiar with the code, learn it, and never stop. If you want to be in the top of this industry, whichever one you're in, whether you're an electrician, a roofer, HVAC tech, it doesn't matter to me. If you want to be one of the top people in your industry, study it every day, 30 minutes to an hour. There's always new equipment, new tools, new technology. There's something coming out. And if you're studying it every day, you're going to put yourself above and beyond everybody else. And that's how you become the very best. So I think it's really cool. New construction is for some and service is for others. And man, really, and this is it right here. It's all up to you. Found you from your OnlyFans Plumbers Unleashed. I love it. Plumber fans is what it's all about. I'm so glad you were in here, Josephine. It's good to see you again. And this is a good one. I'm odd money. Since I'm in here, something to ask. How do you tell if someone is scamming you? And I don't know if you mean the plumber or the people that you work for. What I will tell you is that Ask people questions. And literally to me, that's one of the best things about my channel. People can learn enough about my channel to ask people questions. Hey, you said that I have a leak. Did you do a water test? What kind of camera do you use? Can you show me the leak? Can you show me the video? There's so many things, but if you're talking about plumber scamming people, ask questions. Know what they're talking about. If you're talking about companies that you're going to work for, ask them what you're agreeing to and ask them to write it down. That way you have a contract. It's a big deal. I like this. Also, Berg says, I was watching gunsmithing video and then it recommended you. Welcome to the show. I appreciate that. Videos on strange plumbing things in Japan, maybe something like that. All right. I like that. And found you years ago on YouTube during your apprenticeship. Was just trying to learn more and never stopped watching. Man, I love that. What local are you in? 25 Mart. And I guess that means, oh, there we go. Now I can see. Too smart for you apes. Okay. Well, I worded that all wrong a while ago, didn't I? Josh says, seen a few of your older videos, but stopped watching them when I went through school. However, the link to your video I sent is what got me back watching every video. I love that, man. Thank you so much. Vic says he watches Plumber Parts. Man, next time you're on there, leave a message for James. Say, James, you need to do a collab with Roger. I asked him a long time ago, back when my channel was way smaller than his is. Luckily now it's grown and I'm doing pretty well. I love it. Jimbo says, is there a Plumbers Hall of Fame? If not, there should be, and Roger should be the first inductee. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. That's actually a cool thing. Eric Martinez said, had a hard time finding a service and repair shop to take me, so saw your union versus open shop video and realized open shop was for me. Good deal. Yes. Saltine Cracker, man. I've actually reached out to New Flow. I'd like to learn the New Flow, the CIPP. I hadn't done pipe bursting yet, but man, there's so many interesting things out there I want to do. I like this. Victor Contreras says, I found you because I'm seeking change in my life. I want to become a man of value pertaining to a career. And Victor, here's what I'd say, man. Look, number one, the trades are amazing. It makes you feel good. And I had this conversation with somebody the other day. Literally, I can drive around Dallas and Julie hates it because we'll be driving along and I'm like, I don't care how many times I drive by a building. I'm like, hey, you know I built that, right? And I catch crap over it. But man, what I'll tell you is it's really pretty cool because whether I built it, whether I repaired it, whether I just went by and helped work on it, whatever it is, I love the fact that I've helped build and repair Dallas, and I think it's pretty cool. Fern says, which one is better to learn first, service or new? Does one bring more knowledge or prepare you for becoming a licensed plumber? Fern, I would say it's probably better to learn the new construction first because then you know what's in the walls. You can walk in a house. If you can learn to rough a building in, meaning building it new, then when you come back to do repairs, you can look around and you pretty much know how you would have ran it, how you would have plumbed it in. And man, I really think that helps a lot. There you go. Okay, I'll get a little back up here. Okay, CW, man, here I'm going to tell you this. So sadly in my area, we have a lack of plumbers and have literally first years, granted towards the end of their first years, running rough ends and trims. Man, here's what I'm going to tell you. It's headed that way across the United States. And it's bad, but it's true. We are short people. And I talk to plumbing companies from all across the United States. I have plumbing company owners reach out to me all the time. I meet them at social or at conferences. I do a lot in the trades. It's not just stand here and make videos. But every time I talk to them, they're like, yeah, no, we've got apprentices out running trucks. And I'm like, why? And they said, because we can't get enough plumbers. We need them. And I'm like, well, what about the fine? They're like, look, we're working under our pricing. We know we're going to get caught. We know we're going to have a fine, but you know what? It doesn't matter. And it blows my mind, but it's true. Gardy Dennis says, I'm not a plumber HVAC tech, but I enjoy watching other tradesmen show off their skills. I'm a heavy duty diesel mechanic in New Jersey who loves working on big rigs. Man, that's cool because to me, that's a skill. So, number one, great. Gardy, thank you for being here. I do appreciate it. High school should spend at least half of your time teaching trades and skills. Look, man, you're preaching in the choir. I've been saying that. I was lucky because when I was in school, I had wood shop, we had metalworking, and man, I got to learn to do stuff like that, and it was really, really cool. Why do we have slabs in Texas and northern USA have been basements? Plumbing repairs, tunneling are expensive. I don't disagree. They've got basements because their water lines and sewer lines are so low because of the frost line. Here in Texas, ours are shallower. So, yeah, and the water table, Sean, you're right. But we do have parts of Texas that the water table's not bad. I did Parkland Hospital, and I think we had dug down about 40 feet deep before we started hitting water, and we were putting in like a sub basement. So, kind of crazy. Let me see. Good night. I like that. Aaron Henson says, do you use your plumbing experience for anything outside of work and repairs? Absolutely. And I think the way that I look at it is, and Aaron, it's not just that I use my plumbing experience. When you go to work in the trades, you become very handy. You become very mechanically inclined. You learn to do things a lot of men can't do. And I don't mean it bad, but I mean, it's just literally that you learn how to get good at fixing things, get good at repairing things. And I really think, let's do this one more time here. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that I get all my stuff here. Boy, that ain't right. Sorry, I'm trying to change one thing right here. There we go. I'm just trying to make sure that I've got all the questions. So I think that once you're in the trades and once you get used to working with, I mean, think about it, the different tools we use, the different ideas that we use, the different mindsets, the different philosophies. You learn how to get really good at fixing things or building things. And you can do it at home. You can do it wherever you want to do it. It's pretty neat. It has to be a better way to do plumbing other than bury it under concrete. Man, I'll tell you what, it kind of works. Just saying. Hey, Roger, I'm from California. I found mud and sewage in my house side clean out. What does that mean? It means if you found mud in it, you've probably got a break somewhere. You probably want to get that cleaned out, hydrojetted, and then maybe run a camera through it and see what you can see. Waggy Wojak says, do plumbing companies need apprentices with CDLs? No, just a normal driver's license is fine. I found this channel while watching an Australian plumber blasting roots out of a sewage drain, and you were recommended. Hey, Jesus, that is Drain Addict. Great channel. There you go. 447. Good for you in California. Yes, indeed. I did a video the other day about pins, and if I'm not mistaken, the one that I have, and maybe is San Francisco and Sacramento the same local or not? Because I want to say that I've got a 447. No. The trades are one of the few things you can be recognized as a master at these days. I love that. And Vic, I don't know that I need a catchphrase. Look, James is good at BSing, and man, he is slick. I like him. The only one I've got is after my video. I'll see you in the next video if you don't get flushed. The one I'm working on for the Trades Academy that we're doing is where was it? Building a Stronger America by Building Better Tradesmen. And man, to me, that is such a big deal. 10 tips, $100,000 a year in plumbing is the video I mentioned. If you walk away saying green, you didn't learn. Thank you. I always work when you stream. Took time to park and watch. Back to work. Joshua, man, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. That's cool. Been a CNC machinist for the last 10 years, Southern California, interested in changing trades. Love your videos. Ivan, thank you very much. Good to have you here. You know, I got to tell you, also Dallas isn't too bad. We've got a lot of homeless and drug addicts and stuff like that down under the bridges, down in downtown Dallas. But I got to tell you, for the most part, Dallas really isn't too bad. Once you get up north, it's really good, or even north or east or something like that. It's not as bad. Austin is the one I worry about because I used to live in Austin, and I got to tell you what, man, the homeless have taken over. I really wish they'd find a way to get in there to help them. But man, it's tough. Ryan Bear says our company needs CDL drivers to drive the Vector trucks and excavators. Man, I want a vac truck so bad. I think that is so cool. Been trying to get into the trades, but I can't decide whether I want to go for an electrician or plumbing. It's only plumbers. No electricians around here. Man, Sparkies, get out of town. No, Nelson, look, both of them are great. And the need is going to be so big for both of them for so long. You're good no matter which way you go. Let's see what's around the bend. Absolutely. San Francisco's 2 hours away from us. Okay, a different local. Yeah, and it's New York, I think, but San Fran's not far behind it. That's crazy though. Have you seen our merch channel lately? I like that. Matthew says, great job today with our discussion and angles. Go Roger, go. Plumbing Talk rocks. I'll tell you what, and Amber's helping me work on the course that we're doing. And I got to tell you, it's been fun because I am so excited about it and get so passionate about it because, man, at the end of the day, if you could take somebody that had a job they didn't like, or they were just graduating high school or college. I mean, think about it. And I talked about this in the video I shot the other day. So it's all fresh on top of my mind. The trades are essential. And there's so many people that either lost jobs, couldn't work. I mean, so many bad things have happened in the last year and a half. The trades are essential. We've been busy. There's more people retiring. There's less people getting in. And if you want a job, this is a great thing to look at. So that's why I'm doing what I do. Nick Pruitt says, be careful, friend. Big storm supposed to hit nearby. Amber, tell me if we need to get out of here. I know that we've got storms going on all around us. I hadn't checked it lately. But you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Cottontail Grass says, contracts are a big deal. Contract law does not have its own hierarchy of authority, can be held under duress by contract law's non-existent authority. You know, and man, I got to tell you, James, Dallas traffic is bad, but I've been here most of my life, so I can handle it. I lived in Austin from 86 to 89. Number one, getting down there now, man, 35 South, or 35 period. I think they started working on it in 1974 when I went down there the first time as a kid. And I remember the construction. I think it's been under construction every day since then. But the two big problems, Dallas isn't bad. Dallas has added toll roads. Dallas is constantly doing construction to make it bigger. LBJ is a double decker now. You've got the George Bush toll road. There's so many things going on. Going through Waco, they've got it shut down to like one lane for construction. That's a pain. And then Austin, man, Austin's just about as bad. I like this. BW says, I'm a retired firefighter looking at getting into plumbing as a side gig. How physically demanding is plumbing? Have a bad back from handling fires and carrying extra weight, especially my belly. BW, I'm there, brother. Here's what I'll tell you. And look, it is physically demanding, but the good thing about it is it's not anything you can't do. I mean, I've seen big old heavy set plumbers. I've seen little anorexic plumbers, and both them guys were able to do a great job. So it just depends on how bad you want to do it. Boy Stamp says, like to transfer from a gym teacher to a plumber, slowly practice some things, but don't want to squat, but don't know squat. Future business is laying pipe or pipe down. You know, man, I get it. Look, being a plumber is a great thing. The opportunities are there. The future looks amazing. Man, there's not really very many people. I would just say, look, man, plumbing may not be for you. If you are mechanically inclined at all, if you've got a mindset to learn, I really think this can be done by anybody willing to try. Men like yourself are the true backbone and future of America's and the wisdom and leadership this country desperately needs. You know, also, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Manuel says hello from Austin, and I love it down there. That's like my home away from home. Matter of fact, I think Julie's headed down there tomorrow. You know, we do a lot of networking, and she's actually headed down there. She's going into Round Rock, so going down there to do something tomorrow. No, James, this is not live. I'm just going in and clicking on comments every now and then and stuff. Yeah, it is. I'm playing. Sorry, I'm a smarty every now and then. Exploding Butters. No, you're not too late. And Manuel says, advice. I'm certified HVAC, but I make more doing maintenance, service plumbing, but I'm not a plumber. Should I get registered? Manuel, here's the cool thing. Is number one, if you're a certified HVAC tech, do you work for a company that does plumbing? Because if so, man, go ahead and get your registration and show that you're doing plumbing with them. It may be a great way. Luckily for me, when I moved up into superintendent, I ran some of the biggest jobs in Dallas, which also had chill water, piping, heating water, HVAC duct, things like that. So I learned about it very well. The cool thing is, whenever I went down to sign up for the HVAC course, and it was really cool because I was out at DFW Airport, so I got funding to pay for it. But I went down, signed up, and said, look, I've been working doing HVAC piping and stuff for years. Soon as I signed the paperwork, completed my 12 days, they're like, dude, you're an HVAC technician. So, but don't get me wrong, I did. I learned it. And I ran some big jobs. I mean, doing, 16 and 20-inch chill water and heating water and things like that. I can design and lay out expansion loops. It was really neat. So when it came time for me to want to get my license, man, it was a cool thing to do. Curtis Ma, thank you very much. I appreciate that. There you go. Also, Burks has spent my youth riding bulls and fighting. Now I'm trying to acquire real skills. I tell you what, number one, if you rode bulls, you've got the mindset you can do anything. So I like that. What I would tell you is, look, this is not going to be near as hard. The fighting part, you know what? I used to study martial arts, and it was mainly because I love to fight. But the thing that I'll tell you is just do it. And if this is something you think you want to do, jump in, try it. You'll be fine. There we go. Y'all need to go over to, if you haven't yet, if you hadn't followed us over on our subreddit, Roger Wakefield Posts, it's a great place to go check out because that's where we get some of our best pictures, videos, and things like that for our subreddit or for our YouTube channel. So if you've got pictures, if you've got video, stuff like that that you think is funny or good, do me a favor and jump over there and put it in there. Says the guy earlier was man like a real man. Paul was a jack of all trades. I didn't listen to him when I was younger. Trying now, not entering the field, but never know when you might need the skill. You know, and here was my dad. And my dad wanted me to get into a trade and learn something. So it was good for me. But luckily, my dad also, when he went out and worked on the car, he grabbed me when it was time to change brakes, change a water pump, whatever it was. So I'm lucky. I learned my mechanical skills growing up. So getting in the trades wasn't as hard for me. I already knew how to use a lot of the tools, and it helped. Wyatt Games 02, I work on a golf course. We just had to replace a line, and somehow there was a cut up mouse in it. Man, that's tough. I hope it was an irrigation line, not a water line. Just saying, Manuel, you're welcome. Can you give any advice on getting and wanting to get into a backflow endorsement in Texas? Isaac, absolutely. I used to have mine. I got mine through Local 100. The neat thing about it is I think you can probably contact PC Texas, talk to Bobby Duran. I think they teach it. I also think that Matthew Wynn teaches it through Wynn Education. But yeah, you can. I let go of mine because I didn't use it. I mean, we just never got enough of it to keep us busy. Spent my late 10 years residential pipe for VO. Shout out to my Bulgarian plumbers. There you go. Some call me Bubba. Just started a job at Lowe's in the plumbing section. Your channels helped me connect with the customers a bit more, gave me a lot more knowledge than I had before going into it. And I love that. I've actually talked to Lowe's about possibly sponsoring a channel one day. I think that's pretty cool. Look, you know, every plumber out there goes to Home Depot or Lowe's or goes somewhere. Now, we try to buy all our parts online at the big plumbing supply. You know, we use Ferguson. The thing is, man, there's so many opportunities out there. And what I like about the big box stores, that they're really working with people, homeowners, DIYers, stuff like that, which is what I started my channel out doing. But now I realize I've got more tradespeople, and I love that because to me, this helps them. This helps them become better people and help them get in and change their life. So I think it's great. Sprinkler, good. Is having every endorsement really necessary? You know, it's not, but is getting smarter really necessary? And I mean that because once you get your plumbing license, you're there, you're a plumber. But what I've learned is the more knowledge I have, the more skills I can bring, the better I can be. And that's why I do what I do. What are some simple things you can do to extend the life of your plumbing system? Number one, listen to it, pay attention to it, flush your water heaters, all kinds of things like that. All right, guys, we are having some storms around us a little bit, so we are going to go ahead and shut this thing down just a few minutes early. What I want to tell you is, number one, look, I really do appreciate y'all being in here. If you haven't gone over to our subreddit yet, go over there and check it out. There is a link in the description to our study guide that I showed y'all a while ago. The free mini course, there's a link to that down in the description also. And where's the last one? There's one more I want to show you. There it is. If y'all haven't seen what we're doing on Instagram, jump over and check us out. Things are actually going really good there and really good on TikTok. And I know that's funny because I never thought that we do the things that we're doing on TikTok, but we are, and it is working well. I want to say thanks to Sean Strong, my brother, Boom the Plumber. I want to say hello to and thank you to Neil, the Urban Explorer. If y'all have not gone and checked out his channel, man, go over and do it. Grant Nelson, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And yeah, back to work. That's what we're all fixing to do. So thank y'all very much. I really do. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate y'all watching and seeing everything we do. And how do I make that right there go away? Very easy. So guys, thank you. I appreciate you being here. Happy Monday. And make sure you're here next week. This thing that we're working on, I've still got a lot of work to do this week, but I promise you it's going to be cool. And next week, you'll see why I'm so excited about it. Anyway, I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the expert plumber. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next video if you don't get flushed.